came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound when I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He's starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back off, come a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound when I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with you on another new part of What If Asta Was the Warrior of Light? This is part 4, and sorry that it's been a while since I last uploaded for that of this part series after all. Given that the last, part did not get a lot of, viewers, I kind of had to put it on the shelf for the time being, which really kind of hurt me a bit. Given that I was really trying to hype up this series a lot, to be fair. But at any rate, I'm not canceling it yet, so let's keep it going anyway. So, with that out of the way, let's go to the recap of the last part. The Magic Knight exam finally comes to an end, with Yuno and Asta choosing that of their squads. With, of course, Yuno being chosen by everyone, and of course, just like canon, going with that of the Golden Dawn. And Asta actually getting 2 offers, unlike that in canon. One from that of Flangolion, captain of the Crimson Lion Kings, and just like that of Yami. However, still like that in canon, he still chooses the Black Bulls, mainly because, working under that of the Wizard King and get missions from him directly as well. And meeting with that of his squad mates, basically a huge dysfunctional bunch of misfits. But, not too crazy to be honest, as he shows off his powers as that of the Warrior of Light by showing off his job classes, and that of his baptism to get that of his Magic Knight robe, as he basically deflects and basically counteracts that of Magna's, Inferno Fireball, making him an official member of the Black Bulls now. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we guys? Still at the training grounds, with Asta enjoying the fact that he now has a Magic Knight robe and is now an official member of the Black Bulls. Heading back to that of the, hideout, he soon sees that of a person that he didn't notice early on, actually, as they look like that of a, young lady, probably around the same age as Asta, but taller, as she has that of silver hair, put into that of twin tails, a white beautiful dress with that over that of a pinkish purple dress, and having that of a Black Bulls robe on as well, showing that she is a member of the Black Bulls. However, she has that of kind of a resting bitch face, to be honest, leaving Asta a little bit curious on who she is. And then Yami, who basically came up long beside her saying, so you finished with the baptism? Good to know. With then Asta saying, and who's this? With then Magna coming up behind that of Asta saying, oh yeah, she's a newbie. Joined about that of yesterday actually. However, she still hasn't even done her baptism yet. With then, she basically, the girl flips her hair saying, why would I need to waste my time with something so trivial and pointless? And plus, It's absolutely beneath me. With hearing that, Asta mentally realizing, oh, great, she's royalty. With him basically blinking multiple times saying, wait, how the hell did I know that already? Without her even saying her name? I can't you just say she's basically nobility? When did I go straight into that of her being royalty? Within Yami, introducing that of the girl herself, with it himself saying, this is Noelle Silva. She's a recruit just like you, Shrimpy. Within us saying, seriously? Really? That nickname? Within, Yami giving it out of a death glare saying, you got something to say? Within us saying, yeah, pretty much. At least say my goddamn name, Captain. Within, the two having out of a stare down, catching everybody completely off guard. Within, Yami couldn't help but laugh a bit saying, oh man, you're really something else, kid. Alright, Asta. Within, soon, Yami saying, introduce yourself, Noelle. Within, Noelle a little bit flabbergasted saying, what should I? Within, giving her a look before huffing saying, fine, I'm Noelle Silva. We are part of the same squad, but I'm also part of the Silva royal family. So I hope you remember that. Got it, you commoner? Within, Asta mentally realizing, yep, she's royalty. Just my luck, damn it. Within, Asta saying, well, it's likewise to meet you, but if you're going to have an attitude like that, I'm afraid what you would do to me in combat if we have a mission working together. Within, hearing this saying, was that disrespect you're giving to me saying, hey, don't like it? Change your tone and I'll change mine. As the two glare at each other, within she's saying, whatever, doesn't matter. As she soon walks off, heading back to the hideout as well. Within, looking back at Captain Yami, as Asta asking, so, what reason did you bring her in? Within, Yami taking a puff of his cigarette saying, let's just say I have my reasons. And it's not my place to tell right now. Within hearing that, Asta can help but raise an eyebrow. But part of him feels like there's more to the story, so he'll keep an open mind out, at least for a bit. As he heads back to the hideout, as he's soon shown to that of his room. However, when basically going through that of the, hideout, he finds out that the entire hideout basically the hallways move, the walls move, and stuff like that, always constantly moving around like crazy. If Asta would have looked appear in utter shock and annoyance saying, is this a freaking hideout or a death trap of a dungeon? As Finral saying, trust me, I know how you feel all too well, new guy. But don't worry, Asta. It's easy to figure things out. Everything has a pattern to allow us basically walk for a good while. Within, us saying, great, now there's stuff I got to remember now. Within thinking, maybe I should have gone with the Crimson Lion Kings. But honestly, I was too obsessed with that of reaching my goal to become Wizard King all too well. I didn't care about anything else but that. Next time, don't let tunnel vision cloud your mind, Asta. While saying this to himself, he finally arrived where he'll be staying and will be his quarters for the rest of the time here at the Black Bulls. As it's quite a, dusty room. A little bit of, there is a window there, a desk and everything, but still, solid brick everywhere, so yeah. But even so, home is home. Gotta make it like this after all. Plus, he's not too complaining. As it looks like the sun is finally coming down, with Asta deciding to take at least a nap. Get some sleep in a little bit before he wonders what he's going to be doing now that he's an official member of the Black Bulls. While his consciousness basically slips away to sleep, he begins to hear a familiar voice. Hear, see, feel. As his eyes widen open, seeing that of the massive crystal that holds that of the goddess Hylia. Within, seeing a familiar, short brown-haired, goateed beard, and quite the smug look. Within saying, not you again. Saying, yes, me again. You, being you, of course. Saying, yeah, you keep saying that. So, what now? Within, basically, as he sit right next to that of Asta saying, now, you still got your goal to do. You still got your goal to prove. But however, your duties as a warrior of light still come first. And what exactly is that duty? With then, soon, the crystal light begins to glow. With Asta confused, as for Ezra saying, yeah, not surprising you don't know. Even at the time, I didn't know either. But the simplest thing is, as a warrior of light, just help people. Within saying, what? Simple, just help people. Protect people. Save lives. Rescue those in need. And those who are basically consumed by regrets, pain, and misery. It doesn't matter who they are. Just help them from themselves or from others. With then hearing this, saying, that's it? Well, it's the simplest way I can explain it. As for Hylia's big, grand, swell plans for you, all you gotta know is that this world is shrouded by darkness. A large amount of it. And not the kind of darkness that you can use to protect and save others. The kind that would engulf and destroy everything that it touches. That's the kind of darkness that you need to prepare for. So until then, get stronger, regain your jobs, forge bonds with that of your new allies. And once that darkness consumes, you'll be ready. Trust me, I've been through this. You've been through this so many times before. With hearing that, I sank. Sure, whatever. All right, I still plan on becoming Wizard King after all. So anything that comes my way, I'll bring it down, no matter what happens. Even though I'm part of the worst Magic Knight squad, I still got it, no matter what anyone says. Within saying, yeah, about that. The Black Bulls, they look like a pretty interesting bunch. A bunch of numbskulls that basically, that seem like the bottom of the barrel. But I'll tell you this, it's those who are basically the outcast, the ones that are looked down upon the most, or have been forgotten by society, are the ones that you need to look out for the most. Because they'll always have your back when you have theirs in return. Don't forget that. Even those who you think that you may not get along with at all, hurting them inside. Within hearing this, Asta saying, wait, are you talking about? You're gonna have to figure it out yourself, kid. Take care. And better get some sleep if you want to get some training done. With hearing that, that's when Asta begins to feel like his consciousness is leaving his body once again, leaving this realm before waking up back into his body, realizing, seriously, again? Guess that's to be expected. But then, as he looks outside, thinking about that of his new comrades, and also a certain silver-haired girl saying, Noelle Silva, are you hiding something as well? With Asta being in his own thoughts, that's when the door basically slams open, saying, hey there, newbie. Come on, let me give you a tour around the hideout. But then saying, do you ever guys knock? With then Magna basically dragging Asta out, showing him around that of the hideout. First being that of the common room, like where that of everybody usually hangs out. Then there's that of the kitchen where Yami normally goes. There's that of the massive library that they have, but they know that they never use. Well, maybe besides Ghosh. As you can see, Ghosh basically reading some books as he whispers saying, hi Asta, hi Magna. There's the bathhouse. And then there's also that of the beast taming stables that they have. Within us saying, why do you have beast taming stables? Do you guys even use these things for combat? Within, Magnus saying, hell no. Then why the hell do you have it? As he feels like this is a question that he knows he's not going to get answers for at all. with Magna still showing that of Asta around, with then Magna saying, at any rate, that's mainly just the grand tour of everything. So, think you can figure things out a bit? But then Asta saying, yeah, I think I can at least a bit. Thanks for really showing me around. But again, it's going to be a little bit hard to understand the freaking layout of this place when it keeps on moving around. Don't worry, with Magna basically patting Asta on the back multiple times saying, you'll figure it out. With him laughing a bit, with Asta still annoyed. Before noticing that of the same silver-haired girl from yesterday, with Noelle soon basically huffing, noticing Asta and Magna, with then Magna saying, hey, you newbie! I was supposed to show you around today as well. Why the hell did you take so long? And where the hell were you? Within, Noelle basically flipping her hair saying, why should I basically explain myself to a commoner such as you? A royal such as myself has no right to explain herself. Within, I was saying, I really am trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she's really making it hard to do so. With then Magnus saying, hey, is there any way to talk to that your superior, newbie? Just remember, you are a Black Bulls member too. With then, she's saying, doesn't matter, even if I am or not, I don't need to lower myself to that of the mere ideas of commoners such as you. With then, us saying, with her looking at that of the short, grayish blonde, as he has quite the serious look towards him. With then, she feeling a little bit nervous, but then she's still standing her ground saying, and what makes you think you have the right to talk to me like that? Saying somebody who's on the same squad as you and is putting their life in your hands if we work together. Remember that. With then hearing this, she couldn't help but feel a little bit uneasy with that, before then getting annoyed as she soon raises her hands towards that of Asta as a water spear basically materializes. Before then, she sends it flying towards Asta. However, it soon basically doesn't hit Asta, but rather it hits that of Magna, basically drenching him in water and sending him flying a little bit, before then landing on that of his face on the ground, with her realizing, damn it, not again. Then Asta, pretty confused, saying, wait, wasn't that supposed to hit me? Within Magna, getting back on his feet, with a look of pure and utter rage on his face, saying, what the hell is your problem? Why the hell did you even hit me for? With then a little bit flabbergasted by that, before then she's basically tried to, play it off cool, saying, you were just in my way. That's all. You should blame yourself for getting hit by it anyway. Within, Magna, basically fully enraged and then basically blinded by his anger, saying, you want to know something? I really don't get why Captain Yami even bring you along if you're going to continue acting like this. Why didn't you even join that of the Silver Eagles if you're going to act like this? Within, hearing that, Noelle, by the look of her eyes, basically widening in that of shock, with Asta noticing this, with almost looking like she's seeing something and imagining things, with then Asta thinking, wait, is she? Before then, she sent as, without warning, she soon basically grabs that of the Black Bull's robe, before then tossing it to the ground and then running away. Within, Magnus seeing this, even more shocked, saying, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you throw down the Black Bull's robe like that? With Magnus about to go after her, with Asta basically cutting him off, saying, what the hell, man? But then Asta saying, she was crying. I can tell she was crying. With then Magnus saying, crying? The hell are you talking about? I didn't see, saying, no. She was definitely crying. As Asta looking back, but when she threw that of the robe down, he can see that of tears in her eyes before running off. As he couldn't help but feel a little bit shocked, realizing something is holding her back. Something completely. And yet, and not only that, the way she fired at me, And yet she hit Magna. Something is up with her. Maybe I should try and check this out a bit. With Asta soon basically going after her instead. With Magna being left by himself saying, ugh, what the hell is going on? With Noelle running out of the common room, with that of Yami noticing, saying, and realizing she doesn't have her black bull's robe on, saying, oh, great. I knew something like this was going to happen. As Yami begins to remember when he recruited that of Noelle, as she was basically abandoned by that of her siblings, with Yami being the one person to basically give her a chance, seeing that she has that of good potential as she just learns how to control that of her magic properly, and believes that the Black Bulls is a good fit for her. However, the real reason on why he does this is because with several days before that of the Magic Night exam and him recruiting that of Noelle, with Noelle basically meeting with that of Yami, with Yami asking, care to explain why you want me here? Fancy britches, with that of the captain of the Silver Eagles and future head of that of the, Silva family, Noelle Silva, saying, I want you to do me a favor, but you can't tell anyone about this, not even the person I want you to look after. With then hearing that, Yami can up and say, all right, shoot, what do you want? As Noelle explains, saying that he wants Yami to look after his little sister and take her into the Black Bulls. But then, soon Yami couldn't help but laugh out loud, saying, oh, really? You want me to take in that of your sister for the Black Bulls? Either explain the reason why, or I walk. But then, Noelle clenching his fist, saying, I can't tell you this, foreigner, but the reason is I just want to keep her safe. I need her to stay away from the Silver Eagles. More exactly, I want her to stay away from that of the Silva family. But then, Yami saying, it more sounds like you're basically disowning your little sister, saying that's far from the case. But then, Noelle huffing, saying, look, all I'm asking you is for her to be part of the Black Bulls. I want her to be an official member because I feel like you're the only person I think that can help her control her magic properly. If the nobility continues to look down on Noelle because she can't control her magic, it looks bad on that of the Silva family. It also makes her a target as well. We can't have that. Saying, so why didn't you even bother teaching her or training her to know how to control her magic properly? Within, Noelle couldn't help but basically look down, saying, there are reasons why. Standing and also prestige as well. Stuff like that. The Silva family has a reputation, and we like to keep it that way. But I also want to make sure that Noelle at least has a chance as well as a Magic Knight. You're the only one I think can trust with this. So either do it or don't. It's your choice, Sukashiro. Within hearing this, Yami takes another gulp of that of his beer before saying, all right, fine, I'll do it. Right before that of the Magic Night exam, I'll bring her into the fold to be part of the Black Bulls. No later than that. However, it's up to her if she wants to stay part of the Black Bulls. I'll do what I can, but that's all I can do for you. Fancy britches. And saying, that's all I can ask for. Now then, with this business done, I have no reason to be around you anymore. You foreigner trash. With that, Noelle walks off. Within, Sukiro saying, so you really do actually have a caring heart behind that exterior, Sir Tin Man. You actually do give a damn about your sister. With Yami couldn't help but basically smirk before finishing off his drink, paying that of the bartender before heading out. Out of his flashback, he soon realized to probably give the girl some time to cool off. I don't think she plans on leaving the Black Bulls anytime soon. A few minutes later, that's when Asta soon came down, within saying, "Hey, any of you know where that of the Silva girl went?" Within, Yami saying, "Outside, don't know where." Within saying, "Thanks, Captain," before running off, as even Yami saying, "Okay, maybe I should worry a little bit. I'll wait if it gets any too dangerous." Currently outside, with that of Noelle, as she's basically at that of the, Black Bulls training grounds, trying to shoot down that of a target on that of a log post. However, each water spear attack continues to miss over and over and over again, hitting bushes, trees, the ground, nothing more and nothing less. As Noelle begins huffing and puffing over and over, before then trying again, as she soon sends the attack, as it looks like it's about to hit the target, before then basically misfiring once again, firing somewhere else instead. Before then, she collapsed to the ground on her knees, and still huffing and tired, but now without a defeat, saying, Why? As Noelle, the reason on why she's missing each shot is just as before. She can't control her magic. She always constantly misfires because she can't control it properly. And due to this, she's basically been the black sheep of the Silva family due to various reasons, actually. First reason is, when she was born, her mother died at childbirth. Because of this, it left that of a impact on the Silva family due to her mother being one of the best magic knights in the Clover Kingdom. She was the former captain of the Silver Eagles at that. But because of this, it led to a lot of, rumors spreading. Not to mention due to her being mistreated by that of her siblings. Constantly belittled, looked down upon, and treated like crap by almost everybody in her family. Hell, the only one that didn't seem like they, caused any pain to Noelle was that of her father. However, you could say ignoring that of the girl alone was just in the way of abuse as well. And the last thing, as she originally wanted to join the Silver Eagles to fight to be by that of her sibling's side. However, they basically belittled her, looked down on her, and soon even told her that she has no right to even call them siblings as well, and an embarrassment to the family. And due to this, it basically led to her having that of an inflated ego complex to basically pump herself up, actually. But in fact, she has basically one of the lowest self-confidence in anyone notice. And then when all those comments that she said to basically pump herself up and try to have the air of authority that a royal should have, these are all words that she didn't really mean, but she just had to say it because she believed it was true. She had to believe in herself somehow, even if it was fake. And now, because of this, there's no reason for her to even stay in the Black Bulls, right? Within thinking to herself that maybe she overreacted, but they can't know. They can't know that she can't control her magic. If they do, then within hearing that of something crackle behind her, as a being from Asta, within she realized, wait, no, he didn't hear, did he? Within, I was saying, oh, sorry, hey, I just came to see how you were doing, and I see that you were training a bit. But then she realized he did see everything. Then that means then water begins to basically channel all around her. Within Asta noticing this, saying, hey, are you okay? With her saying, stay back, don't, please don't. Before she could realize it, that's when the water that was circling around her fully encases her, basically puts her in that of a giant water bubble that soon begins to flow up into the air before then shooting tons of water pressure everywhere across the training grounds. With Asta seeing this and is complete and total shock and surprised by that. Before then, one of the water spells are about to head straight for him before then bringing out that of his 5-leaf clover grimoire and opening up, bringing out that of the demon slayer's sword, using the massive blade to protect himself, dispersing the water entirely. Within, having that of a serious look, seeing more and more water pressure going everywhere. At the same time, that's when the Black Bulls show up. Within, Finral saying, "What the hell is going on here?" Within, also looking back at the fellow Black Bulls member saying, "Hey, everyone, Noelle, she's..." Within, Yami saying, "Looks like she lost control of her magic." Not surprising there. I'm guessing she let her emotions consume her. But then I saying, "Wait, Captain, you knew?" With then saying, "Yeah, of course I knew. Even though knowing that she can't control her magic, I was aware of this from ahead of time. But, and then before you ask, I know she has potential, but with then everybody using that of their magic to defend themselves from that of a water spout. With then Magnus saying, "Damn it, if that's what she was basically trying to hide, why the hell didn't she just come out and say it?" But then us saying, "Because she was too embarrassed, wasn't she?" But then realizing, I knew she was basically faking that whole superiority stuff, but still. But then basically clenching his fist saying, damn it. For then thinking, I gotta get her out of there somehow. Before is thinking about that of using his paladin class, but he can't jump as high in that of the paladin class. Sure, he can jump pretty high, but it wouldn't be enough to basically reach her. But then there's that of his, black mage class that he gained. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a broom, so he won't be able to go up there. With then, as he couldn't help but just feel frustrated, saying, damn it. Why is this so damn annoying? As then, he begins to hear a voice in his head saying, hear, feel, think. Within, Asta gripping on that of his head, realizing, seriously? Now at this time? What the hell am I going to? Within, he feels that of a shift in his body, before soon materializing a crystal in that of his left hand, as it being that of a dark blue crystal with that of spikes on that of the left side of it. Not only that, in that of the center of the crystal lies a rune that looks like a dragon's head. Within seeing the opportunity, he soon crushes the crystal, engulfing him in that of a bright light, blinding everybody for a bit. Before then, a water spout was about to head straight for that of the Black Bulls as they were about to defend from it. However, that's when Asta, still having his Demon Slayer sword in his hands, pierces right through it, dispelling it while also completely and utterly landing back on his feet. But he's actually quite a bit taller, but wearing that of spike armor, not too spiky, but more like in the pattern of dragon spikes, actually, as the entire armor looks like that of scaled arm, like it's completely made out of scales, dragon scales at that, with a helmet covering his entire head. It's set with only leaving his mouth where you can see it. Before then, the helmet begins to shift and mechanized change, causing it to basically go back onto that of on that of the back. Seeing Asta a lot more mature and also like years above his age. Within materializing a spear, as it looks like it has that of dragon wings on it. However, at the tip of the spear, it looks like it's that of a dragon's tail, with it being a single edge blade. Within saying, Captain Yami, let me handle this. I feel like I'm the only one that can for the time being. Within him saying, go for it, kid. Let me see what you got. Saying, gladly. And also, don't call me kid. Before then, he basically bends his knees before leaping towards that of the water spear. As multiple water spouts were about to hit him, he uses the Demon Slayer sword to basically cut right through them easily. Before then, tossing that of the Demon Slayer sword into it, causing the Black Bulls to be freaked out, with even Vanessa saying, is he crazy? With then, as soon as the sword basically touches that of the, water barrier, it basically dispels it. However, it causes that of Asta to catch Noelle while still in midair. As he begins to land, without warning, he soon changes trajectory towards that of the ground as the gravity increases his speed. As then he begins to spin while still having Noelle in his hands and lands on the ground gracefully, almost like he's light as a feather. Before then, he sees the Demon Slayer sword as he lays back down that of Noelle, before then catching the blade and placing it over his right shoulder, within saying, there we go. Leaving everybody completely and utterly dumbfounded and speechless on what they just saw. Within Magnus saying, okay, dude's a badass, I'll admit that. Within Lux saying, he's really cool and strong. I gotta fight him. Before Ghost walks up to that of Yami saying, geez, Captain Yami, where did you find these monsters at? Within Yami saying, let's just say I got a talent for it. You're one, and besides, you're one to talk. With Ghost feeling offended by it, but not really caring about it too much either, if it doesn't affect that of Marie after all. With then heading towards the two, as Asta still in that of his new job class, which is basically his Dragoon class, saying, so, I thought you only had 2 of those things. Saying, actually, I can gain new of these depending on the situation. And I figured like this would be a good time for that actually. With then hearing this, Yami saying, I knew you're versatile, you're a wild one, kid. But honestly, I'm actually lucky to have somebody like you on the squad now. Within him smirking, saying, of course you are. Within, noticing that Noelle is beginning to, stir as she opens her eyes, looking around, saying, where am I? Then that's when all the Black Bulls members rush towards her, as she basically freaks out a little bit and screams, before then saying, calm down, they're just worried for you, Noelle. Within, looking back, seeing Asta, however, seeing that he's a lot more older and mature, causing her to blush a little bit, before then saying, who are you? Saying, Asta, the guy you tried to basically send the water spears at, and you freaked out when I realized you can't control your magic. Within realizing that, saying, oh, right, that's true. Within, soon, Magna walking up to her saying, seriously, you can't control your magic? I can't believe you. Within, Noelle figuring she's about to be scolded, saying, why didn't you say anything sooner? Seriously, we could have helped out, or you could have been a little bit more honest with us. Within, instead of hearing that being belittled or looked down upon, instead, she got that of, consoling in a way. Within, Lux saying, you're really strong. Your mana levels are so out of this world, but once you learn how to control it, I think we can get a good fight out of you after all. Finral saying, honestly, don't beat yourself up about it. The Black Bulls are completely composed of weirdos after all. If you like, there are ways we can help you out if you want. With hearing this, she's still shocked from Finral. Before Vanessa saying, we're comrades now, Noelle. You can rely on us. We're not going to throw you away just because you didn't learn how to control your magic. Remember, come on, don't think any less of us, sweetie. With hearing this, that's when Noelle couldn't help but begin to tear up and begin to basically feel like this is where she actually belongs. Well, as the dam began to burst, when Asta says, honestly, this entire group is composed of the most craziest, weirdest, and most annoying people I've met since becoming a Magic Knight. But to be honest, I can tell they're a lot more honest than anyone else I've actually met outside of a few people in my in my hometown, after all. So, you got nothing to worry about. If you like, I can help you get a better feel of your magic. But you had to be the one to put in the work to do so. I'm not going to coddle you or baby you, because just by the look of you. But then, going to one knee, looking at Noelle, as he gives off that of a comforting and caring smile, like the Asta that he is, saying, I think you can be something great, Noelle. Don't let what others say get you down. Within hearing that, that's when the tears began to come out, with Noelle basically clinging on to that of Asta as she began to let out that of her years and years of being looked down upon and neglected for many, many years. With Asta just wrapping just one arm around her instead. As the mood around the Black Bulls began to become a little somber, but it didn't stop and change that all of them were here. The shamed Silver Eagle, that's now part of the Black Bulls. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, what did you guys think? Did you guys like this part? It was kind of the reason on why that of the last part was pretty short, to be honest. So, yeah. Any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification key to date my videos to upload the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, other channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All linked in the description below. And if you guys have a what if you want me to do in the near future, please make it a commission as a super thanks comment. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. Do your thing, my Shiro.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!